Crouch here with Ellis County Weather. I wanted to make sure to bring you an update on the storms that we expect to see tomorrow. Things are coming together for a severe weather event, and we have a little bit more information on timing and maybe what to expect, so there's still plenty of time for this to change, but I wanted to bring you what information we do have this evening so you could kind of maybe start to plan out your day tomorrow. Right now, the radar is clear. We've had a few light showers moving through. That's evidence of the rich Gulf moisture that has been moving into our area today. You can feel it. I've had several people tell me you can feel the instability in the air. That is part of what will fuel the storms when we get to tomorrow. Let's take kind of a closer look at, or a broader look really, of what we're seeing here. So off to the east, we have, to the west, we have the cold front here associated with this storm system. We also have this dry line, and we may see some storms this evening along the dry line in the Panhandle area. Could be some severe storms there, but there is a much better chance for severe storms in our area where we're getting this rich Gulf moisture, and where all of this will push east overnight tonight and through the day tomorrow to set up for quite this severe weather event in our area. So this is, first of all, this is being called the triple point, and that's a term you may be familiar with if you've watched enough really springtime weather updates. Not something we often see in the fall. We have the cold front, which is really more of a Pacific front, not really cold. We're not going to get a whole lot of cold air out of this. The dry line, which is kind of where we expect the storms to develop. It'll be along or ahead of that dry line. And then this warm front indicates that we are in the warm sector, where that warm, moist Gulf air will be moving into our area. And that's where we will expect to see most of the storms popping up, right along that dry line. So this is pretty close to where I think it will be when things start to happen, and that will place most of those storms right just west of, or really along, the I-35 corridor. Again, time will tell exactly how fast this is all going to move and where things will really kick off. So here's what the models are saying for 2 p.m. tomorrow. This is the NAM model. Okay, there are multiple models, but this is the one that at this point I think has the best idea of what we're looking at. We have an even shorter range model that we won't be able to really see until tomorrow, but we'll get into that in the morning. Right now, this is 2 p.m. tomorrow. We're starting to see some development off to the west. I think that's really going to be the time when we start to see things coming together. May see more showers across the area. Again, just more evidence of that rich Gulf moisture in our area. We get to 4 o'clock tomorrow, then we should start seeing most of these storms across our area. This is not an exact position of where we expect storms to be. This is a general idea, okay? So you have 35 west here, here's 35 east, of course Ellis County right here. You know, we could see this a little further to the west, could be a little further to the east, could be more than this, could be a little less. This is a general idea of what this model is thinking at this time. Will be going on around 4 o'clock tomorrow. We get to 6 p.m. tomorrow. We should see most of those storms congeal into a solid line. This has it in eastern Ellis County by 6 o'clock tomorrow. Again, this can change. This is the current thinking of that model. And then this thing's by 8 o'clock that most of this is out of our area and we have cleared out. So that's the current thinking in terms of timing. I would say really the biggest opportunity we have for storms is between about 3 and 6 o'clock. I think that's going to be the primary risk event. The good news is it's not going to be late. The bad news is that hits right around rush hour and school release time. So I will continue to bring updates for you on that. Here's what we're looking at in terms of where the risks are. An enhanced risk has been issued for a large part of northern and central and eastern Texas. So Ellis County right here in the enhanced area, that's third out of 5 tiers of severe weather risk. So take that for what you will. This is a large area. We could see a moderate risk issued within this between now and tomorrow afternoon. Obviously, I will bring you updates on that. In the yellow, that's a slight risk. So behind where we expect to see most of the convection, most of the storms, there is that slight risk, but I do think that the enhanced risk, for the most part, is going to be where we see the strongest storms. Now, something else that's been going around social media is this map of a tornado risk. I don't usually like to share these because this is the kind of thing that can really bring a lot of fear and concern when it doesn't always warrant that. But What you see here is this black area, and obviously the different colors are higher chances for tornadoes. This black etched area with these little dashes here, that is the primary area under the gun for potential tornadoes tomorrow. This just means that this black etched area has a higher chance than other parts of the map. Now, does this mean that we are concerned about tornadoes tomorrow? It does. Do I think we're going to have a huge tornado outbreak in this area? Not necessarily. I don't think it means that. I think some people can take it that way, but I don't think that's what we're looking at. Nevertheless, this is going around some, so I just wanted to discuss the fact that I don't think this means we're going to see multiple tornadoes in this massive outbreak, but this is the area where we are mostly concerned about seeing some tornadoes tomorrow. If it's anywhere east of Ellis County, really east of Waxahachie to Hillsborough to Waco, Dallas there, Plano, McKinney, I really think that we're mostly going to be looking east of there at a QLCS tornado situation. What that means is that solid line I showed you just a moment ago, those squall lines, that's when we see those tornadoes develop on the front end of that. So I think that's going to be the primary risk. My concern for our area, again, from Waco to Hillsborough to Waxahachie, Dallas on this back line, we will be kind of in the earlier stages of this storm development, at least if everything holds as it is right now. That's where we'll see those supercell thunderstorms. That's where we could see those storms that are on their own and the tornadoes that tend to last longer and become a little more intense. So all this to say, all this means is that we do need to be watching very closely, and I will be monitoring this situation all day for you tomorrow and bring all of those latest details. So how does this break down in terms of what you really need to know? We are under an enhanced risk, as we discussed a moment ago. Yes, we do have a relatively low tornado risk. It's not zero, it's not very low, but it's generally a low risk. I don't think that we have the same kind of likelihood of seeing a tornado that, we do of damaging winds and hail. Damaging winds, we're going to see that risk pretty much whenever those storms get here, okay? Whether it's the supercell thunderstorms or the straight line of storms, we're going to see a damaging wind risk. So that is really the highest risk we have for tomorrow. Pretty decent risk of seeing some damaging hail tomorrow because, again, either mode of severe weather, we could very well see a hail risk. Higher with those supercells, and then this tornado risk, we will know more about that as we kind of start getting into that event. I do expect we will probably be under a tornado watch at some point tomorrow. I don't think that we, again, will be looking at a major outbreak. Some of the storm chasers out there, guys like Reed Timmer and then guys like Ryan Hall out there, love to blow this stuff up. You have to understand, Reed Timmer's a storm chaser. He's going to be optimistic about seeing tornadoes. He's going to hope that direction. Ryan Hall, he makes money, and I do to a degree as well, but he makes money off of how many people watch those videos. He's banking on the fact that you're going to be scared enough to watch his video and share it and possibly buy some merch from him. I'm telling you what I think. I'm telling you the simple facts and the straightforward information that we have. I do think there is a tornado risk tomorrow, but I don't think we're going to see this kind of massive, widespread tornado outbreak that some of these guys are hyping up for tomorrow. So stay tuned. Make sure you're following Ellis County Weather on Facebook and YouTube especially. Follow YouTube for the video updates. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notified when I upload an update like this or we go live to cover those storms in real time. Make sure you're following Facebook as well for all of those, the smaller updates from time to time. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you share this with family and friends to keep them informed, and make sure that you are watching the weather tomorrow. Make sure you set up your plan now to stay safe as severe weather arrives tomorrow afternoon.